Okay, everyone, welcome back to Critical Mass. I'm Kent down with ShowtimeShowdown.com.
I'm Rich Bonaducci with the Standard Examiner.
We should probably say that to start with, but you know, it's kind of what we do. All right, we've gone over Mockingjay Part 2, we've been over Creed, and now we want to talk about Victor Frankenstein, the popular follow-up to I, Frankenstein? Why do we have so many Frankenstein movies?
Frankenstein was such a big hit.
Long time
Not exactly.
So let's reboot it a lot. In this particular reboot, we follow the narrative of Igor, played by Daniel Radcliffe, interestingly enough.
Yeah.
He happens upon Victor Frankenstein, played by James McAvoy, who has a lot of strange plans, and they kind of work together because they're science bros. To, well, create a man who's once been dead. Let's take a look.
So in that clip, they're explaining it to Igor's love interest. Igor was introduced to us as a circus freak because of his hump, and he falls in love with the trapeze artist, and that's her there. And he's rescued by Victor Frankenstein, who, where
are you trying to start with this?
I'm like, because they saved a woman's life with a pocket watch. I saw that part and I went, huh? Whatever.
Whatever. They meet each other.
Yeah, they meet each other, and they need each other. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
So he gets him out of the circus, fixes his hump rather quickly. By the way, not since The Dark Knight Rises has chiropractic been taken to such an extent. But you know,
you had to do it, didn't you?
You just kind of let it happen. But I think that's kind of the problem with this movie. At least one of my problems.
Yeah.
I don't think it decided what it wanted to be. Like, is it a lighthearted kind of a funny take? Or is it deadly serious? Is it a philosophical discussion of life and death, or is it just a creature feature? It was a little bit, the tone was very neat.
It was very light to start with.
Yeah.
All the circus stuff and the escape from the circus was very Sherlock Holmes-esque. And I mean the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes.
Absolutely.
Whereas a lot of very tongue-in-cheek, and let's play this like an action movie with a crazy main character.
Slow-mo jumping.
Even like, what's your name? Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah. I thought, they're doing the Sherlock Holmes treatment to Frankenstein. He knows how to fight, and he does all this stuff, and then it did a 180 event.
It did, and it went very, very serious, which I didn't really get why. I'll tell you this much though: James McAvoy in this role.
That's him chewing scenery.
I loved it though.
I do.
I absolutely loved it because I was like, he knows what kind of movie he's in.
He knows he's not, straight-laced Professor Xavier in this.
No.
He is crazed, mad genius, having fun.
He really is.
Even in that clip we showed, he's this fun guy at a party that you want to be with.
Not some mad scientist.
Yeah, but
then when they get into the science, it becomes like very serious. Like, I am a god.
I created you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the whole, I don't know if Igor was really necessary, other than to draw people into to tell a different story than we've seen recently.
Now, interestingly enough, I thought it was basically Igor's story. Like, I learned more about Igor than I did about Victor.
Yeah.
But you can't open a film with Igor Stravinsky or whatever the hell his name is. And we did that anyway with John Cusack.
Yeah.
Igor. So, who's going to go see Igor again? Let's see Frankenstein again.
Interestingly enough, they almost called this movie Igor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they thought, doesn't really have the name.
Exactly.
Who's going to see a movie called Igor, like you said?
It's not going to open it.
And so let's go see Victor Frankenstein again.
Again. We're supposed to be learning, more about him than the monster, although the exposition in the beginning sets it up. Daniel Radcliffe is Igor saying, sometimes, you know about the monster, now learn about the man, but find out that the man is a bit of a monster. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I know what I'm doing in this film. And you know what? Victor is kind of a jerk, though. He's not a nice person.
Yeah, and they do have some strange plots. It is actually less about the monster than you'd think.
For sure.
Unlike other Frankenstein movies.
For sure.
It is more about their exploits together, what they're doing. They're really fuzzy on the science. It's more like, thanks to you, I can now make life out of death.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's this jelly.
Yeah.
Here's some shock.
Yeah. And then, the cops get involved because, well, they're stealing bodies. And everything.
Parts of animals and things.
Yeah.
They're leaving the trail. We have, is it Andrew Scott?
Yeah, Andrew Scott, who plays Moriarty on the Sherlock TV series.
Now playing a kind of a overly zealous religious Sherlock.
Yeah.
Tracking,
a bit strange.
Yeah, tracking him down. Check this out.
I want to speak with a Mr. Frankenstein.
Mr. Straussman and I are currently involved in the study of chimpanzees. It's quite fascinating, actually. Why would the police be interested in such a trifle?
There may be a connection with a murder investigation of ours.
Murder investigation, you say? Igor, this is a murder investigation. You might understand we have to summon the chimpanzee's lawyer.
I should like to see records of your experiments for the past 12 months, if I may. If you cannot cooperate, then by God, I'll conduct a thorough search of these premises.
Why are you so interested, Nate, infatuated with this case? Surely there are more interesting mysteries to be solved in London. Or is it precisely because this experiment, which you imagine took place, may very well discredit your own primitive belief system?
Be careful, Mr. Frankenstein. You toy with wrathful forces. And there's no mercy in nature.
So, I think this movie struggles with a villain problem.
Right.
I think you have a good guy with Igor, and it's like, is Victor the bad guy?
Kinda.
Is it the detective who's the bad guy?
Kinda.
Is it the rich aristocrat we meet halfway through?
Certainly, but he's not in it long enough to be the villain.
No. And so I'm going, wait, who am I rooting against? Do I want the monster to happen? Do I just want this movie to end? Without seeing the monster, which honestly would have fit just fine had they never done the experiment.
When they finally get to it,
Yeah.
and they kind of go full creature feature for the last, 8 minutes,
8 minutes.
I kind of went,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a letdown, because this, up until then, had been about them. And their relationship to each other, and of course, Igor has this whole side thing, a love interest, and I'm like, I thought this was wasn't this called Victor Frankenstein? No, we know a lot about Igor.
Yeah.
And again, love interest and the whole deal. And so when they finally do get the creature, and then there's, it goes the way the creature thing goes.
It's a turning point for Frankenstein himself.
Yeah.
Like, I actually thought that was an okay moment, but then it was just incredibly rushed.
For sure.
Almost like it wanted to set up another movie, and they're like, no, we're never going to do that. Let's fit the monster in.
Although, they kind of left it open for a sequel.
You think?
Well, when I won't want to give it away, but
Okay.
he's talking, saying, I know what went wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe we should try again.
try this
and all
again.
this. And of course, then end it with Victor Frankenstein. You know?
I love how when he actually sees the monster, he's like, I've made a monster. It's like, you saw him when you put him on the table.
Yeah, you made him look that way, dude.
It's not like
could've made him
as
look
if he
better.
changed. He's like, but look what I did with Daniel Radcliffe. He was anyways. That's beyond the point.
Yeah, I think I didn't. That turn for me was pretty quick. He
Yeah.
just made the monster, and now he sees it once. He goes, oh boy. Of course, there was this whole idea that they had made a creature before that the young lady got a look at and was like, that thing does not have any life in its eyes.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. And that's what he sees in his creature. But it was just so quick. I'm like, dude, give him a chance.
Yeah. This was a very modern take. Right, Max Landis, who's kind of a blowhard, wrote this movie, and he really gets into his own writing. It feels very modern, very rushed, very convenient, and that's kind of how the story just progresses.
Yeah.
Because it just happens.
Yeah. In fact, I was wondering what she was doing in the movie at all, really. She's a distraction at one point when they're trying to get in a castle, and there's a pep talk somewhere in there.
I guess.
I'm sitting there going, I don't know why some of the stuff is in a movie called Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Because it really has more to do with Igor, his
Yeah.
relationship, all that stuff. Yeah.
But I tell you what, I love James McAvoy so much in this role that I was like, okay, this is totally silly. I'm fine watching this.
Okay?
So for my grade, I would actually give it a C+, which
Oh.
doesn't sound very generous.
That's Mockingjay 2 territory.
No, that's better than Mockingjay 2, and that's going to sound really rude. I'd rather watch Victor Frankenstein than Mockingjay Part 2.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
You know what? For all of these little issues here, it was more enjoyable.
Yeah.
It was a good time at the movies.
It feels like a throwaway February movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't think anyone's going to be talking about it for very long.
No.
But it was a good time while you were in it,
Yeah.
even though.
Credits roll. Wait,
Like,
what?
oh, I guess.
Did I just see?
I guess that was that.
Yeah. It's not going to do any harm to Daniel Radcliffe or James McAvoy. It is what it is.
I actually thought Daniel Radcliffe did really well.
Yeah, he's
but
fine.
even that was weird because I thought he played that pretty straight and serious. And there's James McAvoy.
Yeah, the eccentric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that fit together really well either.
Yeah.
As far as, the tone, the unevenness of what is this movie? Is this a serious treatment or are we just having fun here with this whole thing?
Didn't really know.
Igor and I stand upon the cusp of creating life out of death.
Mr. Frankenstein,
Victor, please.
I find your promise more than a little unsettling.
Igor, speak up. What do you think?
Everyday science and technology changes the way we live our lives.
Well said, that man.
Life and death are different.
I dream of a world where hope replaces fear. A world where a murdered man can stand in court to face his murderer. Where a crippled soldier, shrapnel in his spine, can be killed, healed, then brought back to life to walk again.
But for me, I am there too. I think it's a just slightly above average movie, mainly because of James McAvoy and
Agreed.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good at what they do. The movie around them is a little weird. I'm in the C+ range.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, check us. We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
And we're going to be talking about some more stuff in a week. Promise. We're gonna stick with it. I'm Rich Bonaducci. I write for Salt Lake Magazine and the Standard Examiner.
And I'm Kent Dunn. I write for ShowtimeShowdown.com.
Check them out and check us out on Facebook and YouTube and all that other stuff. We are Critical Mass. We're not cynical.
Yeah,
I swear.
Yeah, you remember. We're actually just critical.
Yeah. Not anything. Victor Frankenstein is up next.
Awesome.
Cool. Let me get rid of that one.
Oh, I saw Brooklyn just barely.
Yeah, I know. Well, what you think?
I liked it.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Watch it again.
It's a very simple story. But yeah, I like Irish stuff for some reason.